You don't have to win every game.
I just can't help it, Mom.
I know, but you have to take it easy on him or else he won't play with you.
Mom, it's a game of luck.
Click, 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 snap the breath.
Dad's very competitive.
Tell me about it. Happy, Mom? Now that's better.
Alongside Miranda Kahn, J.D. Hayworth back on America's Forum. You know, over the past years, we've seen advertisers shift family descriptions from father knows best to really more of daddy's a dope.
Yes, but that may be changing if Sunday Super Bowl ads are any indication. This year, we saw advertisers offering a much more positive description of fathers.
That first ad perhaps notwithstanding, but let's
Right.
continue our discussion by bringing in the right-thinking man from the left coast, Newsmax insider James Hirsen, author of the Left Coast Report. James, it's good to have you back.
Good morning, JD and Miranda.
Good
so
morning.
We saw Dad as the guy who was the leader of the household in the 50s. Through the years, he's kind of become dopey daddy. Are we now seeing this come full circle, and why?
Yeah, I mean, clearly with the Super Bowl ads, we did see it come full circle. I think, well, part of the reason is they're spending so much money, these companies, the car companies, cosmetic companies, you know, in the sense of more than $4 million for 30 seconds, a couple of million for production. They need for the ads to be memorable. And one of the ways to make them memorable is to connect with emotion. And people do respond. Well, we're hardwired to respond, I believe, because we know what the traditional roles of fathers are. And to see fathers who are masculine fathers being tender, along with strength, it hits us all in the emotion. It hits men because men have fathers and are fathers, and it hits women because I think that's the role that they wish to seek for their spouse or their future spouse. And so it resonates. And I think it's good business because I think these kinds of ads are going to help sell products better than the ads of the past that made essentially the male protagonist the butt of the jokes. So I think this is going to be an interesting trend to watch.
Well, one ad that's resonating with viewers is that one that Dove did. Let's look at that one.
Daddy? Dada? Daddy? Daddy?
Dad?
James, your reaction to ads like the one we just saw track better with fathers? Are they geared towards them?
Well, you know, what I said, to be effective, an ad has to connect emotionally. How can you not be touched by the storytelling that is from the perspective, really, of the child? And hearing that word daddy over and over again, which we have spoken as children, and we have heard many of us as fathers. And so it's a super effective ad. Ironically and intentionally, of course, Dove is involved in a branding campaign because their product uses the word care, and their slogan also uses the word care, men who care. And so, yeah, there's nothing wrong. And of course, these ads do reflect changes that are occurring in our society with the role of fathers. But what I really like about the ad is that it shows strong fathers. It shows masculine fathers. And I think that's important for families.
Branding seems to be taking a back seat to this family theme and this father-child dynamic. For example, Nissan had a commercial that was less about its brand and more about a dad and son's relationship. Let's take a look.
I'm gonna be like him, yeah, you know I'm gonna be like him.
Harry Chapin's Cat's in the Cradle, and the dad, a Grand Prix driver, was home to pick up his son. Wow, it hits me watching it right now, James.
No, of course, and that's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to get you in the gut. And the branding is there more subtly, like you mentioned, JD. I mean, every frame basically has a Nissan, and even, the race cars are Nissans. But it's this theme of, and beautiful use of Harry Chapin's song, because it shows almost a lesson for parents. And that is what we do is more important than what we say. And the kids will emulate our actions. And, it's like a parenting commercial, but at the same time, again, juxtaposing a very, very, macho activity, race car driving, with tenderness. And they're not inconsistent. I think that's a common theme in these ads.
Right, it opens up the definition of what it means to be a father and what it means to be a man. Another car manufacturer, Toyota, took a very different angle. Take a listen to this one.
A choice that says you'll be there to show them right from wrong by your words and by your actions. Being a dad is more than being a father. It's a commitment. One that will make a wonderful human being who will make their own choices someday.
So, James, with only a minute remaining, we don't have time to show all of these commercials, but is this the theme that we're going to continue to see play out in other commercials and hopefully shows as well?
Oh, I think we will, only because it works and it will sell the products. And that storytelling packed in with the imagery, the young daughter going off to the military, going off in a patriotic moment, while we see a father, excellent acting job, crying tears, much better than John Boehner ever could. And it touched us all. I believe this will be a trend, and it's a welcome trend from the way men, actually their masculinity has been diminished in various aspects of the culture. And to see maleness and tenderness, and strength.
It's good to do that.
Caring.
Thanks, James. We got to step aside for a news update.